Red Wings face a familiar foe in Streaks and Deeks.
Goal number 21 for Brendan Shanahan, and this place is jumping.
And don't blink, it's those masked men up to their old tricks.
Gilchrist fires! Oh! Snapped out there! By Brodeur! Puts it in front, saved by Richter! That's an unbelievable save! Moving in, it's with Brandon!
Let's start off our show with an edition of Streaks and Deeks East. In New Jersey this week, the Devils hosted the defending Stanley Cup champion Red Wings. These teams met in the 1995 Stanley Cup Finals, with New Jersey skating away with the cup. Now, over 2 years later, some of the faces have changed, but the rivalry between the two remains the same.
Front, Gilmore peeling off in the corner, feeds one to the back. Surrey fires, and it came back to him. Has another try, shoots, scores! Line kept it nicely to Gilmore. Looks to the front. Got it to Niedermeyer. Back ahead comes Gilmore. Gilmore feeds to Niedermeyer. Crosses one and
Thanks to Scott Niedermeyer and Dave Andrewchuk, the Devils won 3-1. The victory pushed them into first place in the Atlantic Division. Meanwhile, across the river in New York, it was a special night for the Rangers' Pat LaFontaine.
Lindros and Brindamore on for Philadelphia. Shot by Kovalov. Save, rebound, score! Pat LaFontaine for his 1,000th career point.
Third U.S.-born player to do it, and behind Joe Mullins and Bill Housley.
Standing ovation for Pat LaFontaine, as it is announced that he has scored 1,000 points in his NHL career. He is the fourth player to reach 1,000 as a New York Ranger. That's beautiful for a classy individual and a great hockey player. A great ovation.
Look at the smile. You can read it on his face.
Penguins fans were smiling as well as they saw the Jaromir Jagr Stu Barnes show.
Here he comes again. Boarding off Don Sweeney. Dropping it off to Barnes, who scores! Jagr sends up Barnes. Penguins 1-0. The 2-on-1. Barnes with Jagr. Holding fielders back. Jagr across the Barnes, who scores!
Watch this. Here comes Jagr. Here goes the puck moving. Bing, bing, bing. Right on the stick of Stu Barnes, who put himself in the open.
Pittsburgh came away with a 4-2 victory over Boston and are now unbeaten in their last 4 games. Another team on a roll is the Buffalo Sabres, who haven't lost at home in their last 5 games.
Curtis Brown looks to say, does they score? Lost at home, and the Sabres' hot line of the month continues to work.
The line of Grosek, Brown, and Barnaby is hot indeed, combining for 7 goals and 12 points in their last 7 games. Time for the plays of the week, starting off with the breakaways.
A lead for Van Allen. He shoots, he scores. Sean Van Allen ties it at 2. Beautiful pass. Onside Bertuzzi, a breakaway. He shoots, he scores. Todd Bertuzzi. Front back in, Brendamore's got a breakaway, walking in the back end, he scores.
Brindamore was left flat-footed on this play as the Rangers' Brian Leetch went coast to coast.
Leetch to the net. He shoots, he scores. Oh, baby. Brian Leetch.
Leetch's teammate Alexei Kovalev wraps up our plays of the week, literally.
Kovalov moves in on Niedermeyer. Around the net, the referee scores! Oh, brilliant goal for Alex Kovalov.
Kovalev and the Rangers are currently in 4th place in the Atlantic Division with 46 points. Over in the Northeast Division, the Penguins continue to surprise. They're in 1st place with a 4-point lead over Montreal. Time now for International Update as we focus on the best the Czech Republic has to offer.
Cross ice, Jagr steals in, scores!
You want that on highlight reel? That is such a beautiful goal.
Jagr, he scores! Jaromir Jagr. Here comes Jagr with room. Knifes his way, he scores! Put that one on the highlight reel. Hold on, again, right, Jagr was coast to coast in a goal. Shoots and scores! 2 big, too strong, too much.
Yager's offensive numbers are never too much for the Penguins. His 60 points lead the team.
Yuri Slager with a low shot.
Yager's teammate Yuri Slager also brings offensive flair, but defense is the name of his game.
Around trying to stuff it in and stop by Slager. It came off his glove. Look out, big hit. That was a huge hit.
Another huge hit this season is Martin Ruzhinski of Montreal.
Ruzhinski to me! One of Ruzhinski's real assets is he's able to handle the puck at full flight.
Ruzhinski is enjoying a 16-goal season with Montreal. Another player enjoying himself this season is Peter Sikora of the Devils.
Sikora moving in. He scores! What a shot that was by the youngster Peter Sikora. What a time he's having in his young career.
Despite missing 11 games due to injury, Sikora has managed to contribute 20 points.
No, Robert Reichel, who'll be going to Nagano to play for the Czech Republic squad.
For Islander center Robert Reichel, scoring goals has become a career trend.
Reichel follows, he scores! Beautiful move by Robert Reichel, now shoots and scores! Reichel, setting up Reichel, score!
Reichel has 19 goals and 47 points this season for the Islanders. In the news, the logo for the expansion team Minnesota Wild was revealed. The Wild will debut in St. Paul, Minnesota in the year 2000.
Looking to set it up, gives it to Messier. Now Linden moves in. Messier gets the assist on the goal by McGildy.
Yes, number 1,000.
In a ceremony in Vancouver, the Canucks honored Captain Mark Messier for reaching yet another milestone, 1,000 career assists.
I think more than the number 1,000, I think it's that there's only 6 players have done it in the entire history of the league. I think that is probably more so than the actual number itself. You know, there's been a lot of great players that come through the league. You know, to have an opportunity to kind of step into that kind of elite league is kind of exciting.
In injuring news, Islander goaltender Eric Fichaud will miss the remainder of the season due to a shoulder injury. The Oilers' Ryan Smith will be sidelined indefinitely after suffering a knee injury. Recently acquired Montreal Canadian Igor Ulanov will be lost for the year, also due to an injured knee. And Calgary forward Jerome McGinley is out 4 to 6 weeks with a bone fracture in his hand. Recently, when the Maple Leafs hosted the Lightning, Toronto's Matt Sundin and Tampa Bay's Michael Renberg made history. It was the first time in the NHL that both team captains were Swedish. The Maple Leafs won the game 5-2 thanks to a 2-goal effort by Captain Sundin.
He scores! Oh, what a beauty!
Now it's time for Streaks and Deeks West. We start off in Dallas, where 2 Western Conference powerhouses squared off in a home-and-home series. And it was the Stars who started off quickly.
Bumped along the boards. Nieuwendyk comes up with the puck, sends it up between the circles. Sidor back to Nieuwendyk. Scores! Great give and go.
Belfort heads off. Quick shot on goal. Rebound. They score! On a delayed penalty.
Colorado's Adam Deadmarsh cut the lead in half before Joe Nieuwendyk struck again.
Back to Nieuwendyk. They're deep between the circles looking for the pass. It comes across. Score! They have gone off of the bay. But it will be a power play goal for the Dallas Stars. They lead it 3-1.
Nieuwendyk's 2 goals helped Dallas to a 3-2 home win. 3 days later, it was Colorado who took an early 2-goal lead.
And after it was Lacroix to Torbedo. Lacroix back and he scored!
But Dallas fought back.
Here's Mike Modano trying to get something set up for Dallas. They trail 2-0. Time running down on this power play. They scored! Just like that, Dallas back into the game. Benoit Hogue on left wing. Hogue right into Adam Foote. It comes out in front. Hatcher shoots and scores! Darian Hatcher has tied it at 2.
Waugh had been beaten twice to tie the game, and then an old teammate came back to haunt him.
Lawrence rushing up quickly is Guy Carbonneau. Carbonneau shoots. He scores! Guy Carbonneau has untied this game. It is 3-2. It's all over. 3-2 Dallas.
Meanwhile, in Detroit, the defending Stanley Cup champs hosted Philadelphia. It was their first meeting since the Red Wings swept the Flyers in last year's finals. Goaltenders Ron Hextall and Chris Osgood were strong.
Coffee to Niederma. Big drive. Moving back in. Crosses. Shoots. It's another shot. And it's covered by Osgood as Gratton had a chance.
Late in the third period, someone finally broke through.
The follow-up comes from Dentino. Good shoulder on him, though, by Richardson. To the point, went through.
Goal number 21 for Brendan Shanahan, and this place is jumping.
Chris Osgood, another shutout for him. His 5th of the year.
Out in Anaheim, however, no one was shutting down Paul Correa, especially not the Florida Panthers.
Solani with a step up over the line, has Correa beat, he shoots, and he scores! Paul Correa is there, delivers out front on the shot taken by Bannister, chipped it up, look what they score! Paul Correa!
In the second period, Correa was awarded a penalty shot against Florida goalie Kevin Weeks.
Here comes Correa, in over the line, bids for the hat-trick and scores! Here come the hits from all corners of the building!
Correa helped Anaheim set a franchise record for goals in an 8-3 win. There's more great offense and plays of the week, starting with Colorado's Eric Lacroix.
Lacroix, he's going to get a chance here on Belfort, scores! How about that individual effort by Eric Lacroix?
3-on-2 now. Here come the Oilers. Devereaux, the rookie. Now Mironov on Langkow. Score. It is Boyd Devereaux's first National Hockey League goal.
Our top play comes from Chicago's Tony Amante.
Almonte, score! What a play by Amante, though. Second effort to set up his line mate.
Amante's Blackhawks are 5th in the Central Division with 49 points. Over in the Pacific Division, Colorado continues to reign supreme with 66 points. Checking the scoring leaders, Pittsburgh's Jaromir Jagr has moved into first place, while teammate Ron Francis rounds out the top 10 with 52 points. Still to come, live out your NHL fantasy at the recent All-Star Weekend. But remember to watch your step. And find out why Mike Richter is all smiles and don't blink.
Save by Richter. That's an unbelievable save. Oh, what a save. Man, what hitting. Holy moly. Wow, what a shot. This is hockey, baby.
In this week's Power Feature, Jennifer Smith and Dan Moriarty take you inside the Pinnacle NHL Fantasy.
Well, I'm here at Pinnacle NHL Fantasy, the world's largest interactive hockey theme park, and it can only be found right here at All-Star Weekend. And well, since you're there and I'm here, I thought I'd take some time to show you around. We'll get things started right here where you can actually get your picture taken with the Vancouver Canucks. Coach Mike Keenan, Captain Mark Messier, and Dan Moriarty. Dan, what are you doing here?
I'm just trying to fit in.
Give up. You're never going to fit in.
Oh,
so,
come on.
Hey, why don't you come check things out? You want to go have a little fun?
Can I play?
You can play. Let's go.
Okay.
Come on.
This year's fantasy broke previous attendance records with more than 55,000 guests passing through the gates. There was excitement on tap for everyone. Just ask Jennifer and Dan.
All right, well, Dan, we're here at the $1 million Stanley Cup shot, and you know what I've heard? I've actually heard you're quite the guy, and you handle a stick very well.
Someone's
so,
lying to you. Let me tell
well,
you.
let's see what you got.
All right, let's see. Irish luck.
Very good. Dan, are you ready? Dan, come on.
Very cool. Going out. Whoa! Jesus. Hey, man, are you all right? Yeah, I think so. That's a first. No one's ever been checked by a cardboard hockey player before.
If fantasy gets too rough for you, then try your hand at the play-by-play booth.
11 home nails, say Jay. He scores! Woo! Good for him. He's excellent at this. It's probably his favorite sport, well, because he's playing it.
Jen and Dan capped off their Pinnacle NHL fantasy by getting some personalized hockey cards.
So how many goals you got?
73.
Assists?
39.
Total points?
112.
Yeah, well, you know what?
What?
I think my picture's better than your picture.
No way. Look at that
Absolutely.
shot.
Look at this.
I got a Vancouver jersey.
My card is way better than your card.
Sorry. Nope. Not going to go for that.
You look like Popeye.
And?
So you're ugly.
Is that a bad thing?
In this week's Don't Blink, we answer the question, why is this man smiling? And why is this man clipping his nails? Because we pick up where we left off before the All-Star break with some great saves.
Langenbrunner walked right back in. And it was saved by Waugh. On Langenbrunner. Didn't lets it go. Tim saved by Cujo. Drake with a running gun. And Curtis Joseph Shallow. Oh, what a stop by Tommy Shallow. Larry Desjardins toward the net. Richter had trouble with that. Lost control. That by King. Save.
Sometimes to get a shutout, you have to be a little lucky. Don't be sad, Matthew. Other players got robbed too.
Center on the road. Oh, what a sparkling glove save by John Van Beesbrook. He centers it in front. Hendrickson. Oh, a miraculous stop right there by Hackett. Thomas firing save. Osgood.
It's time to go around the league with the week's best hits.
Oliver goes in. Oh, what a healthy, heavy hit on Mike Canuba.
The Flyers' Eric Lindros got hit and did some hitting.
Lindros is right on him. And the rash into the board behind the net. Yell was knocked down. Just finds the way. LaFontaine got hit by Perrion. Oh, again, Nielsen takes a big bump inside the zone.
Back to the saves and Mike Richter, who was still smiling.
Lindros moving, puts it in front, saved by Richter on flat. That's an unbelievable save. Puts it back to Buchtelbaum. Buchtelbaum falls down, giveaway. Saved by Richter on Scott Pellerin. Saved by Richter on Colin Forbes. Here comes Pronger, saved by Richter. Wow.
And one more for good measure. It's Power Pack time, featuring a potential Stanley Cup preview as the New Jersey Devils take on the defending champions. Let's get right to first period action.
3 minutes gone first period. Glad you're with us tonight. The Red Wings and the Devils. One team leading the conference, the other just 2 points behind. Detroit trailing Dallas for the division, conference, and league lead in points by just 2. Here's Bobby Carpenter around behind, tried to jam one in front, and it popped loose in the crease. Swept away by Fetisov, dug out by Ralston. Got it over to Thomas. Tried to get it in front, but it is played by Fetisov up to Gilchrist, and the Devils seem to have it over them right now. Rouse drilled one in and then came to the bench on a change in line.
Yeah, the Devils are really doing a good job of forechecking. Neither team's going to get much momentum going through the neutral zone because both teams are so well positioned and defense that stand up. It's going to be down low where the action's going to happen.
Offside stops the clock. So what are we up to now for Mr. Osgood?
131 minutes and 29 seconds.
Well,
Yeah.
Gilmore lobs it back in. Anders Eriksson to take that. Tied with Patrick Elias for the leading rookie plus-minus in the league at plus 14. Elias again is a healthy scratch tonight. Brendan Shanahan controlling. Drilling one in front. Save Brodeur. He got the stick right down on the ice to block it. Arnott puts it around behind. Kept alive, though, for Kozlov. Slava Kozlov trying to shake the checking of Niedermeyer. Pass came back out to the front. Eriksson a shot, and that one deflected up to the glass. They try to jam it to the front, but that fails. The water bottle lying aside the net. The battle continues on the wall. Larionov tried to free it up. He and Gilmore tangle. Punched along for Sikora. Could not get it beyond Eriksson, but now walking away with it is Niedermeyer. Scott Niedermeyer gliding on, chased off by Dandino, who stole it. Dandino moving in, and the shot was wide. Not many times has Scott Niedermeyer stripped to the puck as cleanly as Dandino did it just a moment ago.
No, Brodeur did a great job of challenging, and
another save on Dandino by Brodeur. A backhander save. Rebound punched away by Brodeur. Man, oh man, what a great job of checking done by Detroit to get 3 terrific chances on Brodeur. Now here's Knubel trying to get in. Hooked away by Bodger. Played back along by Oliva. Gathered in by Peterson. Moving along with Scott Daniels. Denied at the line.
Mike, we're in for a treat tonight. You got 2 of the best teams in the National Hockey League, and they're fresh after the break. Lots of energy already here tonight.
6 of the last scoring chances have belonged to New Jersey. It's 6-4 New Jersey overall. This Devils game is brought to you by Modell Sporting Goods. For the guaranteed lowest prices on footwear, teamwear, sports gear, and apparel, you gotta go to Moe's. Kozlov lobbed it back in. Brodeur quickly turned it along. It spiked away to Sikora, who has had a wonderful first period. Tried to beat it through, but Nick Lidstrom said no. Hands it on to Doug Brown. Out of Boston College, he spun it around for Brodeur, who handed to Stevens. then to Lyle Odeline. Back to Stevens. An eventful first period in the final minute. Ironed flings one wide. Sikora had trouble controlling on the backhand. Kozlov hit him after Lidstrom had wedged him to the glass. Joe Koser pivoting with this one. Then Lidstrom. Dropped it on back for control and a lob back in by Larry Murphy. So Stevens in the final 35 with the shot 16-8 New Jersey. 2 minor penalties, both to Detroit. That's been it. Ralston over to Steve Thomas. Fed one for Carpenter. Save. That's good. Rebound put into traffic. Carpenter trying to control and sent one. Loose puck is skated back out again by Anders Eriksson. Eriksson shovels one in on Brodeur. Lifts it back along for Steve Thomas to play. Hands it over to Ralston. For the last 10 seconds of the period, it's spirited back in deep, and Fetisov to play. Chipped it over to Eriksson, and Fetisov was run hard by Thomas. And the first period has come to a close.
And what a period it was.
Scotty was down in Florida over the All-Star weekend break, and on Thursday he had an opportunity with his wife, Suella, to visit that young man, Vladimir Konstantinov. And Vladdy is lifting his hand to wave. He has his weight back up to what it was at playing time. It's not all muscle, of course, because he doesn't have full use yet. But Scotty said it was really heartening to see him. He responds to communication well. He is able to walk with some help. He is able to feed himself now. And he said, we're just hoping and praying that it continues to come along at that rate. Be interesting to see if there's much change on the part of either of these teams in the second. Gilmore charging back after this, but it's Anders Eriksson instead. You notice anything yet?
Well, they are playing a little more cautious. You have to feel that the coaches went in, both coaches, and said, guys, we got to tighten it up a little bit. But let's hope the players forget that and pick it up like they did in the first period.
Dean jams it around. I mean, we're for respecting your elders, but we'd kind of like to see them not pay attention to the coaches more often for our entertainment, not necessarily for success.
That's right, and there was no harm done. It was a scoreless period.
Dean bumped off by Yzerman. Maltby ahead. Wrist shot. Oh, and a good wrist shot. Got the glass beyond the waving glove hand of Brodeur, and the puck popped out of play.
After several near misses, teams remained scoreless after 2 periods. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Devils and Red Wings as we pick things up in the 3rd period.
But you know, right now, Chris Osgood, I've got to mention this, he has 171 minutes and 29 seconds of shutout hockey under his belt, and he's into his 3rd consecutive shutout game.
Shanahan standing in the penalty box. They're about ready to swing the door open for him. 3 seconds and 2. The Red Wings have killed off 6. 6 out of 6. Thomas firing, save, Osgood.
Well, if I'm a Devil, I'd be thinking, keep it away from that glove.
Danny's working in Buffalo now in the same industry as the two of us. Bouncing puck. Gilmore a shot, and it's sticked away by Osgood. A lot of jostling on the boards, and up with it was Peterson without his helmet, tried to work to the front. Gilmore peeling off in the corner, feeds one to the back. Surrey fires, and it came back to him. Has another try, shoots, score!
Well, the Devils players will tell you that Sheldon Surrey has one of the hardest, heaviest shots on the team, and he uses it to his advantage here. Now, it's going to be interesting because Aaron Ward, the defenseman, blocks the first shot, and then he retreats. Watch right here. Ward blocks it, but then he goes to the net. So it gives Surrey so much time to set it up and refire. Now, that's interesting. Why didn't Ward continue out and put pressure on Surrey? Surrey's glad he didn't. But that's a great low angle. And there again, Surrey about 1.5 feet off the ice. Finds nothing but mesh.
They've had 2 of the 15 shots on the power play. It's hooked back to Shanahan. Save, Brodeur. Shanahan again trying to get to the front. Wheels at the circle with it now. Brendan Shanahan yanked it back off Larionov to Kozlov. Shot it wide as Stevens was on him. Brown put it around behind. Larionov works the outside Shanahan. It's knocked loose by Ralston, and it's gotten as far as center ice. On behalf of Sports Channel. The Devils proud to make a donation to Ronald McDonald House Charities for each goal the Devils score in this game. That donation from Sports Channel. It is Brodeur to Stevens. Around but off of Shanahan, and it popped near Andrechuk, and they get it as far as center. 8.5 to go, third period. Wonderful game tonight at the Meadowlands. 30 shots to 16, New Jersey. Sheldon Surrey, the only goal, and it came in the third. Brown to Shanahan, knocked the shot wide. Brown tried to get to it. Stevens drilled it back off. Played back along now to Shanahan. Walks it in. He's got a man in front. Score! Kozlov on the deflection, breaking to the net. It's tied.
Well, Nicholas Lidstrom said about his team after the first period they'd have to start going to the net and just throwing some pucks towards Brodeur.
Gilchrist trying to pick his way by, not much room. It is Bodger galloping behind and looking ahead. Played one back out that's taken by Gilmore. Steps on, but a penalty coming up, and this one is going to be on Detroit. From neutral ice, it's back to Lidstrom.
You know, Mike, you wonder why would he do that, but as a player, I know you get so intently into the game, you just forget what you're doing at times, and you just reach out and do anything you can to stop your opponent.
This one sticked away by Osgood, picked up by Maltby, around to Larry Murphy. Murphy floats one that's taken by Yzerman. Nice turn and take by him. Here's Yzerman. He's got a man breaking. Maltby fires, and it's deflected into the seats as Niedermeyer got right on him. Peterson has Arnott on the right, Gilmore on the left. The point men are Odeline and Niedermeyer with 1:12 to go, man advantage. Detroit prevails on the face-off. Rouse dumped it along. Odeline kept it nicely to Gilmore. Looks to the front. Got it to Niedermeyer. Score!
Well, you can hear by the crowd. The Devils have just scored a huge goal, and it's going to be number 25, Jason Arnott. But a wonderful shot by Niedermeyer. Just the right height, and Arnott, the big guy in front. Look at how excited he is. Now watch 25 stick here. Watch what happens there. He tips it back, up and over the pad of Chris Osgood, and that's nice to see for Arnott.
Angled back over for Murphy again. Murphy plays it over to Nick Lidstrom. Lidstrom playing it across, and they circle a little bit to get organized. Devils change, Red Wings change too. It's played ahead by Lidstrom. Nudges it on for Joe Kocur. Surrey put it up the boards. Lidstrom there. Duels with McKay. It's spun back out again by Gilmore.
Excuse me, Sheldon Surrey hurt his shoulder on that last hit.
Back ahead comes Gilmore. Gilmore feeds to Niedermeyer. Crosses wide in front. Fed it across. Score! Andrechuk!
Oh, it's been a fun night for the Devils.
Keep an eye on Osgood. He's drifting to the hash marks. He's headed to the bench. Gilchrist shoves it in. Brodeur behind the goal. May not have known it was empty yet. Anyway, it's played along by Daniels. Daniels flipped it back ahead. Larry Murphy kept it alive. Picked up by Stevens and thrown off his shoulder back down the ice and wide. No icing as it went off a Red Wing. 45 to go, the net empty. The Red Wings have to get two, and they have to hurry big time. Maltby tries to pull by Gilmore, but it's off Scott Stevens. Stevens controlling. And he just rolls it back down again. Lidstrom will go back to get it, no icing. 28 to go. Nick Lidstrom holding it for Detroit. Hands it over to Brendan Shanahan. Shanahan steps ahead with it. Coase on in, fed to Yzerman, crosses, and it went off Brodeur and wide. Kozlov flipped one. Gilmore battling for it. Kozlov up with it again to the point. It's fed over to Lidstrom. Feeds one over to Larionov. 6 attackers burrowing to the net if they can get in deep. Yzerman a shot. Save Brodeur. Rebound in front. Picked up by McKay. And the horn sounds.
Thanks to a 3-goal third period, the Devils prevailed 3-1. Welcome to the final installment of our Power Pack, where two Western Division powerhouses battle it out.
Both of these teams want to make a statement tonight. For Mike Modano and the Dallas Stars, they're out to prove the standings don't lie. They are the best team not only in the Western Conference, but the entire National Hockey League. For Joe Sakic and the Colorado Avalanche, they're out to prove that they will not be content till they are back on top of the heap.
Ken Hitchcock is the very successful coach of the Dallas Stars. Here are some of the keys to the game, although they are a finely tuned machine. But be strong in the middle of the ice, clear out in front of the net. The middle of the ice part, they forecheck, they backcheck, but especially they backcheck so hard down the middle of the ice. And we all know with Forsberg and Sakic covering that area of the ice for Colorado, each and every one of these players have to be very aware of that part of it.
Sergei Zubov back in his own blue line, sends it across. Now Dave Reed on the attack. Reed, Nieuwendyk, and Verbeek, the line here for Ken Hitchcock. Dallas Stars. First action for either one of these clubs off the All-Star break as several teams got back into play last night. Eddie Belfour out of the net trying to move it away from Stefan Yell. Had to handle it a couple of times to work it around the boards. Held in by Krupe. Drives the shot right through and Belfour the save. Now Curry trying to center, but it deflects off the skate and Dave Reed fires it all the way down. Patrick Roy forced to handle it. And so no icing call. Here comes Langenbrunner from the faceoff dot, drives a shot, and Patrick Roy has it on the glove, and then Rene Corbet with a hit on Langenbrunner after the play.
Well, the Dallas Stars doing an excellent job, as they have all year long. That's why they are the top team in the NHL, creating turnovers and reading situations. This one here, Zubov plays it ahead, and you see Langenbrunner, he gets a pretty good shot after Yui Krupp tried to bank that pass from his own zone. Langenbrunner, a right-hand shot right here. His head's up all the way, he's going glove side, and Patrick Roy very confident on top of his crease, taking away the low part of the net, and he grabbed that. Yui Krupp, a couple of turnovers so far in this hockey game by the Colorado Avalanche, and that is why the Dallas Stars jump off to such a strong start.
Well, we get 4 skaters aside here for the next couple of minutes with 2:34 remaining in the first period. Mark Crawford coming out with Joe Sakic, Adam Denmark, Yui Krupp, and Eric Messier. Ken Hitchcock countering with Joe Nieuwendyk, Benoit Hogue, Daryl Sador, and Sergei Zubov. Here is Sakic, quick move to the outside. Good recovery by Sador. Sakic, though, gets it out to Yui Krupp. He drives a high shot. Picked up, quick shot, and a save by Belfour off the stick of Denmark. Zubov along the boards. Nieuwendyk could not get it out of there. Zubov hustles back. Now makes a move away from Denmark. Backhands it now to Nieuwendyk. Nieuwendyk and Benoit Hogue into the Colorado zone. Hogue gets there. Bumped along the boards. Nieuwendyk comes up with the puck, sends it out between the circles. Sador back to Nieuwendyk. Scores! Great give and go. Joe Nieuwendyk and Daryl Sador, and it's a 1-0 Dallas lead.
What a heads-up play by Sador on the left side, and poor defensive coverage from the Avalanche. And out of nowhere comes Nieuwendyk on the right side of your screen. The biggest question mark here, the biggest question mark will be, did he get the blade of his stick on it or his foot on it? Give and go there. What a give and go by Sador and by Nieuwendyk. And Joe Sakic's right there. He's pointing. Patrick Roy's pointing as well. And they're pointing to the skate of Joey Nieuwendyk.
Well, they already have the goal up on the board, and there has been no indication by Wacom that he's even going to go up and look at it.
We had that situation in our last game that we did together, Chicago at Washington, with Tony Amonte.
Right.
And they disallowed that goal by Amonte. He's certainly making an effort. On the left side of your screen, Nieuwendyk's going to come in. And the motion looks like he got the blade of his stick. It went off the right foot of Joe Nieuwendyk.
There it is. Off the right skate. You know, I don't think he tried to direct it in. I mean, I think he may have been trying to kick it up to his stick or whatever. And so Joe Nieuwendyk will get credit for his 21st goal of the season. And here is Adam Foote. He'll fire one in from 65 feet. 4 skaters for the Dallas Stars. Just 3 for the Avalanche. 30 seconds left in the coincidental penalties to Odgers and Modano. As Zubov gets it into the zone for Nieuwendyk. Now Langenbrunner. Checked by Gusarov. Good job by Nieuwendyk. Lays it across the line, but it came outside the zone. Picked up now by Zubov. You know, here comes a chance for Nieuwendyk. Face-off circle. Oh, trying to move it to Langenbrunner. The pass was a little bit too far out in front of him. And the Avalanche clear.
Sorry, Dave. Something to look at on that goal scored by Nieuwendyk is is basically there has to be a distinct kicking motion for that puck to be disallowed. And that was more of a redirection.
Here was Verbeek taking it deep. Verbeek wraparound right into the crease. Patrick Roy was down to take away the bottom half of the net, but the Stars couldn't get there to get a stick on it. Out to Chambers, drives a shot, sails just wide of Patrick Roy. Sador plays it off the boards as Curry checks it. Verbeek with a chance, fires it just wide. With 7 seconds left in the period. Chambers sends it across, picked up by Yari Curry. Curry from center ice tried to move it across, but time will run out on the Colorado Avalanche. The only goal of the period came while each team was a man short. It was that man, Joe Nieuwendyk, that scored it. The Stars with a 1-0 lead.
Stay tuned to Power Week. We'll be back with the second period right after this.
Most exciting part of a hockey game, a penalty shot.
Here comes Bure, and he scores. Pavel Bure.
Welcome to the second period with the Stars leading the Avalanche 1-0.
Bob Airy chasing after a loose puck. Eric Messier has the angle on him and flattens him into the glass. Here's Modano with it, and a penalty coming. It looks like it's going to be against Eric Messier. Here's a chance on the give-and-go save. Rebound, Sador, score! Sliding across Patrick Roy. Looks like he may have deflected it in off his left leg. And on the delayed penalty, the Stars have taken a 2-0 lead.
Stars have put tremendous pressure on Patrick Roy, and he's been making some brilliant saves to keep his team into the hockey game. But Daryl Sador snuck in from the left side after a shot from the hash marks on the right side. Right there, bang, good quick bang play. Patrick Roy makes the one save. Sure enough, the rebound goes right to Daryl Sador, and he's got a key goal in this game after a good save from Patrick Roy. It's a severe angle. And Sador, who played his very first All-Star game in Vancouver, notches his 9th.
Excellent job by Detmarsh on the faceoff. Quick shot save made. Belfort rebound, score! It'll be a power play goal, and it took only 6 seconds for the Avalanche on the 5-on-3 to cut the lead of the Dallas Stars in half, and still 1:53 remaining on the Ludwig penalty.
One-time play is perfect. Yui Krupp's shot is excellent. That's so hard to try to stop right there. Not only stop but control the rebound, and that puck just bounced over the stick blade of goaltender Eddie Belfour. Detmarsh didn't get a whole lot on it, but he got enough to get his team right back into this game with a key power play goal.
Now recovered by foot of the Avalanche. He backhands it. Lloyd Belfour quickly comes out to play it, wristing it hard off the glass and clearing it himself. What an advantage when you got a goaltender, as you pointed out, Darren, that skates well, is very quick to make his decisions and makes the right ones. Here's a giveaway by the Avalanche. Reed with the backhand goes to the goal. No goal. He hit the goalpost. Boy, the Stars thought that had to be in. Reed and I believe one of his teammates put his arm in the air, but I mean, it looked from our angle like there was not even any question that it hit the base of the goalpost.
No, near post, far post. Near post on your left side of your screen. It looked like David Reed gave him a very good read here, off the post, and out. That's going to be no goal there. And the fans won't like it, but that's clearly no goal. I was actually surprised the whistle went. Usually they'll wait till the stoppage of play and then go to the video replay. No way.
Yeah,
no chance whatsoever.
Yep.
That's a no-goal situation, a rarity too.
Yep.
I mean, not very often you're going to see that puck go from one post to the other right across the goal line. But another costly giveaway by the Colorado Avalanche, and they continue to cough the puck up.
Zubov hands it off now. Nieuwendyk as the Stars set it up with a man advantage. 8 minutes to go in the period. 2-1 Stars lead over the Colorado Avalanche. The two division leaders in the Western Conference. As Dave Reed tried to hand it back to Verbeek. Nieuwendyk will take a slash from Lefebvre, but able to move the puck along the board. Now Nieuwendyk again settles it down out to the line. Daryl Sador. Right point for Zubov. Back to Nieuwendyk. Verbeek between the circles looking for the pass. It comes across the score. May have gone off of Lefebvre, but it will be a power play goal for the Dallas Stars. They lead it 3-1.
Joe Nieuwendyk had an excellent shift. It all starts with a face-off, and rightfully rightfully so. It ends with a goal off the blade of Joe Nieuwendyk as they set up their power play on the right hash mark. Pat Verbeek's in front of the net, and coming in from the left side of your screen is Daryl Sador, but he doesn't touch it. He knows right away. He gives Joe Nieuwendyk a tap right on the shin pads. Nieuwendyk might have been looking for him, but it goes off Sylvain Lefebvre. The shaft of the stick of Sylvain Lefebvre goes right between the legs of the goaltender Patrick Waugh, and Joe Nieuwendyk has his second goal of the game.
And less than a minute left in this one, and 5 seconds before the Avalanche will finally get back to full strength. And if nothing else, a big 4 minutes for them just to stay where they were at, trailing by 2. Now LaRue out there battling against Harvey. Harvey comes off the boards with it. John Chambers will drop it back to his defense partner, Darian Hatcher. Sakic gets center ice. Had a couple of whacks at it. He'll try again. Hands it off now. Claude Lemieux trying to cut through the Stars defense. He takes Juha Lin hard to the boards. Chambers wraps it around for the Stars, but not out. Here's Ozelitz with a chance. That deflected wide of Belfour. As Hatcher was knocked to the ice. Lemieux gets there. He is run at. Ozelitz will take over now with just a couple of seconds left in the period. Ozelitz from center ice will let one go. A bouncing puck that is stopped.
Welcome to the third period. Colorado is down by 2 in the final seconds of a power play.
Ken Hitchcock has to be very pleased with the way his club has come out after the All-Star break, sticking with their system. Jumped out quickly, had about a 9-3 shot advantage, and finally got the first goal on the 4-on-4 situation. But they have not given this potentially very dangerous Avalanche lineup many good opportunities offensively, and that's been the story of the season for the Dallas Stars. Here is Lacroix. He's going to get a chance here on Belfour. Scores! How about that individual effort by Eric Lacroix? Kind of a bad bounce out at the Dallas blue line, set up the chance. And boy, we had just mentioned that you don't get many opportunities, and doesn't Eric Lacroix take advantage of this one?
He certainly does. It was a quick happening play and another quick turnover usually, and it has happened a lot in this hockey game. It's been the Avalanche guilty of coughing it up, but crossing the blue line, Eric Lacroix gets a fortunate break, goes on the backhand, and right here the puck bounces right off of Darian Hatcher. He's trying to control it with his right foot. It goes right to Lacroix, who had some steam. Now he's falling down, the puck's on end, and it goes right between the 7-hole, right between the arm and the body of goaltender Eddie Belfour. It's a tough play for a goaltender to read because it's on the backhand and the puck is bobbling like it is on end. But that's a huge, huge goal for the Avalanche, and they're now back in this hockey game.
There will be a new arena in downtown Dallas that will be the home of the Dallas Stars and also the Dallas Mavericks of the NBA. So plans are already underway, and groundbreaking is probably not too far down the road. They hope to be in the new arena by the 2000-2001 season. Here's Madonna moving in on a 2-on-1. Oh, saved by Patrick Waugh and Langenbrunner. Jamie Langenbrunner teed that one up. It didn't take a whole lot of time to let it go, and Patrick Waugh had slid across and made the save. And here comes another 2-on-1 opportunity. Same two guys, Madonna and Langenbrunner, and this time the pass was blocked by Kaminsky. Ozelitz now. Let's see if the Avalanche can respond to the save by Patrick Waugh. Here is Forsberg. Puts on the brakes, try to get the shot away. He and Hatcher get the arms up on each other. Nothing coming yet from Wacom. He watched the whole thing. Hatcher gives an extra shove to Forsberg, but he wants to be careful. Here's Verbeek. That's a save made by Patrick Waugh. And there is Stefan Yell. Able to get control. Verbeek is shoved to the ice, and now the call is coming against Colorado.
Here's the 2-on-1 break right here. What a save by Patrick Waugh. Man, oh man, is that any good or what?
Both teams have scored power play goals. 3-2, Stars lead. Here was Sador, gets the shot away, and he's hit the goalpost. The red light came on. Some of the Stars raised their arms, but it again, from up here, it looked initially like it just rang off the goalpost. But because the goal light went on, Steve Wacom was obliged to come over.
And just never went in the net. Fans here are energized and excited. But it hit the post. And it's quite easy to see right there that it did so.
And we're down to 22.2 seconds. E. Carbonneau, who was the best face-off man in the National Hockey League in the month of December, winning better than 60% of his draws, so no surprise that Ken Hitchcock would have him out here for.
No, and then he's also got Madonna out there as well, so you got two centermen on the ice late in the game. It's a smart call. Now Joe Sakic's coming back onto the ice.
18th year of the National Hockey League for Guy Carbonneau to take the draw against Forsberg, who got a stick on it. It's recovered, though, by Hatcher, who taps it back to the Avalanche zone. You see the time remaining. Will the Avalanche get it up for another pop at Eddie Belfour? Center ice, Kamensky had it knocked away. Forsberg picks it up. He sends it across, but the Dallas Stars will not allow the Avalanche to get to it, as Hatcher will just let the time run out. And the Dallas Stars, Darren, hang on to win this one by a goal.
Joe Nunbeck, a couple of goals in this game. Daryl Sador, a goal and 2 assists.
Final score, the Dallas Stars 3 and the Colorado Avalanche 2, as the Stars congratulate Eddie Belfour.
I'm John Heffernan saying goodbye, and thank you for watching NHL Power Week.